Hello and welcome to another IELTS essay correction, and the purpose here is to discuss three major problems. Number one, we'll be discussing the usage of more X than Y. Many students make a wrong usage, and this student has done a wrong usage over here as well as here. And I'll be highlighting this, I'll be explaining this in due course of time. Second is the wrong usage of pronouns. Many students make mistakes of pronouns, and this student has made several mistakes, clearly showing to the examiner that she lacks the proper understanding of pronouns. The third mistake is parallelism. Now, this is not a frequent mistake of this student, but a lot of students make this mistake, and I have explained parallelism in a number of videos as well as on my website. The student has done a really good job in writing introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and conclusion. Our arguments are logical, argumentative, they are in a proper flow, and I think they will be helpful in scoring good bands. However, there are three major mistakes here. Let us come to the first one, which is more X than Y. The word more can be used in two senses. It can be used in isolation or it can be used in comparison. The relative thing. What is the use in isolation? If I tell you, do you want more sugar? So it's a question, and it's in isolation. Sugar is in isolation. You want more sugar. It means you want an additional quantity of sugar. It's a number. On the other hand, more can be used in comparison when you are comparing things. It's not about quantitative, but it's about relative thing. So, for example, this has more advantages than disadvantages. The student's sense here is that of comparison, but she has used it in isolation. So let us go through it. First here, however, this trend has more constraints. Now it seems as if she is trying to say that it has more constraints than something else, but she stops short of that. Similarly, however, this trend has more negative effects. It must be in comparative sense because this is not a countable thing. It's an uncountable noun, and effects, these are uncountable, and it cannot be more. The quantity cannot be adequately mentioned, so it should be in comparison, more negative effects than positive. So here the element was supposed to be comparative, but she's used absolute. So whenever you are talking about comparison, it is X more than Y, or it's more X than Y. So for instance, here it should have been it has more negative effects than positive. Okay, so that's the comparative element. I hope this point is clear. Let us come to the pronouns. The second mistake. Let me change the color. Yep. Okay, so here's the first pronoun mistake, which is a major one. Today, everyone is aware. First of all, do not use the contract form, the short form in IELTS formal writing. It is not recommended to you. Write completely. Everyone is. I'm sorry. So everyone is aware of their choices. Now, everyone, like no one, nobody, is singular. So it is a singular pronoun and a singular word, and it must have a singular pronoun. So there is a plural pronoun. It does not refer back to everyone. So it will look for a plural noun. You should use his to refer back to everyone, his or her. And the mistake continues at a number of places. Then the student makes another pronoun mistake. She writes any interference in it. Now, it seems to refer back to a noun. To which noun is it referring back to? If you read carefully, you will realize that it refers back to choices and decisions. Now, choices and decisions are plural, and you cannot use a singular pronoun, it. You must use a plural pronoun. The mistake somewhat goes on over here. The results in this solitude as they are. But the word used, they, refers back to a person. Okay, so since they refers back to a person, it is again a pronoun mistake. So I hope the point is clear. You have to use a singular pronoun to refer to a singular noun and a plural pronoun to refer back to a plural noun. Final mistake. Let me change the color again to refer back to this, to mention this. Yep. Yeah, red is good. Parallelism. As I've mentioned earlier in a number of videos, parallelism refers to similar structure. Here, she writes in this sentence, however, this trend has more constraints like. Now, like will talk about two things, number one and number two. Okay, so like the first one is psychological problems, and the second she writes the weakening of family bond. Okay, now the first word is the first one. The first P is let me come over here. Yeah, the first P is psychological, and psychological is an adjective. This is an adjective. The first word here and the weakening. This is an article, so they are not parallel. They must have similar structure. So it's like A and B, like 1 and 2. The first word of 1 and the first word of 2 should be parallel. So here they are not. And I've changed the structure. So it's like psychological problems and regular weakening of family bonds. So regular is parallel to psychological. Another combination can be, you can just change the words. So maintain the here and write the psychological problems. So constraints like the psychological problems and the weakening of family bonds. So the is parallel to the, and so it's an article construction, and they will be parallel. The problem is solved. Overall, the answer is well constructed, and I think if the problems like these grammatical mistakes, if these grammar problems can be solved, she can really score 7+. Okay. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it. It was a learning experience. Share the video and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. And you can just read this answer and a number of other ones by just clicking on the link below. Go to my website, follow it. Thank you for watching.